Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and good timing too, because you're just in time for tea. Now, is there a more classic combination out there than milk and cookies? Everyone has at least one memory that they can recall of dunking freshly baked cookies in a glass of ice-cold fresh milk. And today, foodie Alice Toich will be showing us her version of this classic combination with a recipe for clover milk and edible cookie cups. Delicious. And if you would like to make this recipe, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. Okay, cookie cups. I mean, how decadent.
Isn't it genius? I just love it. I love having friends over and at the end of a dinner party, having some little thing where you show them, I went the extra mile and this is something fun. If you have nephews, nieces, if you have children yourself, make cookie cups with them. I mean,
definitely.
You drink it. They always say, you know, disposable cups aren't very eco-friendly. That's not going anywhere. That's going in our bellies.
Well, I've got 9 godchildren, so you're going to have to teach me how to make
Excellent.
this.
Let's get cracking. It's a very simple recipe, this.
Yeah.
I've decided on 2 flavors today. I thought what goes better with a fresh glass of Clover milk, other than the taste of coffee and cardamom.
Ooh,
and so
love.
we're going to add a bit of instant coffee and cardamom into that. I'm going to get you to start whisking up 1 egg with some caster sugar.
Okay. I'm glad you're doing this for me, because I'm sure you know, being in the kitchen isn't really my thing.
You always impress me though, Jean. You have a way to just say, I don't know, and then ding, and then you've done it. So into that I'm adding
because I like things to be done properly. That's, but I know what my challenges are.
There we go. We're going to add half a teaspoon of cardamom powder. And if you are making these for kids and they don't really like, I personally loved the coffee flavored things as a kid, but if you don't, substitute the coffee for vanilla essence and a handful of chocolate chips. So
can you make, I was thinking about that, can you put chocolate chips in these cookie cups?
You certainly can.
It won't become too porous, hey?
I think that the whole trick with these cookie cups is that they're engineered to not last long, so you're almost forced to eat them very quickly. I mean, if you're going to force me to eat cookies quickly, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no problem there.
What I'm doing here,
here's my
Jeannie,
mixture.
is perfect. I'm just going to quickly rub these cubes of butter into the flour here, and until they kind of start to resemble coarse breadcrumbs. So if you've ever made a sweet pastry, a pâté sucré, it's kind of the same thing. And we don't need much equipment here. This is just our 2 hands.
Yeah.
You can get kiddies getting involved here, squishing it all together. And,
well, your hands are the best utensils in the kitchen, I think. Like, I'm convinced whenever you eat anything with your hands, it tastes better.
It definitely does. It tastes 10 times better.
Yeah.
So once this starts to look like cookie crumbs, we can just kind of throw that in there. And then you'll take a flat-bladed knife.
So throw that in there,
Pour it on in. It's very
Great.
difficult to kind of go wrong with the cookie recipe. I think that's why it's also one of the first things as children we start to make and help out with in the kitchen. We're going to use a flat-bladed knife, and you can just start to do a cutting action just like that.
Okay, this I've never seen now.
And what that does, you're kind of simulating a slow rotation in a, I guess, a food processor, which would slowly cut it up, and you still want that cookie to be nice and crunchy and crispy. If you work it too much, unlike later on, we want a bit of a knead in the pasta dough. It gets too glutinous, and we don't want that. We want the crunch.
Wow, so you want this chunky look.
Yes, well, at some point it's all going to come together. You just kind of carry on doing that. You can go a bit faster, and as I said, you always impress me.
Thank you.
And if you're getting a bit impatient at any point, you can just get right in there with your hand. Yeah. My hands
I've got very little patience. Okay, no, but this is working. I can see what you're doing. And it's all kind of, getting together there.
This is a great trick to also do if you're making any kind of pastry dough that you would want to be short. So scone dough, you're not meant to knead it very much, just the back of a flat-bladed knife and you're good to go.
Perfect.
And what we're going to end up with is something like this dough. If you're getting a little impatient at any point, you can just kind of get in there, bring it all together, bring it to one.
But this is what it turns out.
That's what we end up with.
Ta-da, the magic of television. We've already got it. Okay.
And with that, we just like to, lightly flour a surface here. So we can throw some of that flour in the
We do that for you.
There we go. Just make sure you're working. Oh, beautiful. Make a wish. I always say make a wish, fairy dust. The baker's fairy dust.
I love that.
We're going to get this on here. And you can kind of chill it, but the magic of this cookie dough is that you don't actually have to chill it for very much. You just have to make sure that when you start to roll it, let it cute this is. This rolling pin has a little stamp.
Oh, sweet.
It's horrible. You want it to be quite thick, and if it does crumble, that's okay. You just kind of patch it together and keep going. At one point, you are going to start to see it's going to get crumbly, and keep it quite thick, about 6 mils, because they still have to form a cup.
Yeah.
And you can do this part, Jeannie. You grab the cookie cutter there, dust it in a bit of flour, and take a nice big cookie cut out of that.
Okay, got one.
Beautiful. That is perfect. And what we're going to do, it's very simple, and it's a bit of a trick of this. You take the upside down of a muffin pan or a mini cake pan, and you have to spray it a lot or rub it with some butter or some oil spray, and then just pop it on, and don't... Ooh, it's actually good that you did that, because now I can tell the viewers at home.
Don't break it.
You were doing so well, you were doing so well. So at home what we would do is we'll just kind of cut a disc out, and we just leave it, place it delicately on top, and in the oven
so
it kind
I
of
wasn't
melts over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just put it on top and it will melt over in the oven.
That's the thing, so we'll
okay,
pop
well,
it in
you
for
go.
10 minutes. There
I
we
thought
go.
I was in one of your art classes.
Ah, but you see, there's a Picasso. Beautiful.
So is this what
Originality.
happens?
This is what we end up with. We pop it in a hot oven for about 10 minutes,
And it naturally cups.
Naturally, the butter starts to melt. It just cups. It makes a little fizz. It hardens, and when it comes out, you can top it up for your guests right after if you're serving it with.
Should we
your
try
coffee.
it?
Let's do it.
Can I pour you one?
Please, I would love some. And the trick
this is
here
going to be so cute.
is to use some nice fresh milk, like fresh Clover milk. It stays in the fridge, so you can use it in the recipe and after. And you're getting in all your calcium.
This
Ooh,
is so cute.
The trick is to have a quick sip. And if that happens, just put it all in your mouth.
Oh, yeah, because it's going to soften that. But that was delicious.
You can also line the inside with some chocolate if you want.
If you want to know how to make these delicious, delicious little cookie cups, all you need to do is have a look at this recap. I want another bite.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.